1, 2, 3.
Blazer!
Ethan Potter. Davis hammers it down. Trujillo.
Know where you're at, okay?
Yes, sir! Oh, wow!
Trailblazer. Welcome to Trailblazer Tip-Off.
Let's go!
And welcome inside the Purple Palace here in Ogden, Utah, the D Event Center. We're getting you ready for Utah Tech and Weber State, the fourth ever meeting between these two in-state rivals and future Big Sky opponents. Hi there, everybody. Rod Zundel here. Glad to have you aboard tonight. This is the fourth ever meeting between Utah Tech and the Wildcats of Weber State. Weber State holds a 2-1 advantage. Last year in St. George, Weber State got a shot at the horn to beat Utah Tech by 2. The last time we were in this building 3 years ago, almost to the day, Utah Tech came away with a 12-point win over the Wildcats, and they're trying to do the same thing here tonight. Utah Tech now 6-6 on the year, coming off a 41-point win over Justice University 1 week ago tonight in Burns Arena. 41-point win over Justice. They scored any way they could. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Meanwhile, Weber State coming in with a record of 5-6 overall. They're coming off a loss Wednesday to Utah Valley by 16. Now, Weber State, they love to share the ball. They've got 6 players in double figures, and against Utah Valley, Edwin Suarez had a career-high 26, 19 in the first half, also had 10 rebounds. And then they've got a player by the name of Tijon Sane, averaging 11 points a game. He had 13 the other night. He can light it up from 3. Then this guy right here, Jace Whiting, he can take it inside. Leading scorer at 13 points a game. We'll tell you a little bit more about Jace and his connection with head coach John Judkins. And then got Trevor Hennig, 6'4 sophomore. He averages 13 points a game as well. But they love to share the ball. As I mentioned, they've got 6 players in double figures. Now, Jace Whiting, he transferred from Boise State, also played at UNLV. But he played his high school ball in Burley, Idaho. His dad, Trent Whiting, played at BYU, started his career at Snow Junior College. His head coach at Snow was Utah Tech current head coach John Judkins. And Jace's mom, Amber, she was the women's basketball coach at BYU a couple of years ago. She took over for John Judkins' older brother, Jeff, after he retired. She took over the head coaching job for the BYU women. So a lot of connections here with the Whitings and the Judkins family, and he's one of the guys that, that Utah Tech probably wanted to have in their lineup, but he chose Weber State. Now, for Utah Tech, they did everything they could and anything they wanted to do last Saturday night in Burns Arena in the 41-point win over Justice University. They had 10 three-pointers. That's the second straight game they've had 10 three-pointers. First time in a couple of years that they've had back-to-back games with 10 or more three-pointers. And how about these numbers for Utah Tech? They shot 54% from the floor, 10 of 28, 36% from three-point land. They had 25 assists on 32 field goals, and they out-rebounded them by 13, and they forced 20 turnovers, including 13 steals, and that resulted into 32 points. So the numbers were good, the victory was good, and that got them back to 500 at 6-6 heading into tonight. Let's take a look back at last Saturday night, Burns Arena, and sounds of the game against Justice. Welcome inside Burns Arena as we get you ready for Utah Tech and the Lions of Justice University. That's stolen away by Davis. Potter, here we go. Count it. To Potter. Oh, what a play. Here comes Medema.
Oh!
Ouch! Ouch! Stolen away by Davis. Tanner, oh, what a move behind the back. How about Tanner Davis to Ethan Potter? How do you do? Malonga.
Oh my goodness!
Man, Noah Malonga. Here we go. The flying Frenchman, Medema.
Wee wee!
Are we going to get another one?
Oh.
Juice. Belonga, 3 ball. How about Noah Belonga? Belonga, another 3. Perfect 3 for 3. There's Britton Barrett. Barrett, 3 ball right down the barrel, Britton Barrett. Plus another 3, Britton Barrett. Teddy bear toss.
Launch that, Rod.
All right,
Yes.
there you go. Oh, baby. All right, Trailblazers just come out on the court for the final time as we count down the moments till tip-off Utah Tech and the Wildcats of Weber State. Now, in that game Saturday, Utah Tech, as I mentioned, had 13 steals, 12 of those coming from 2 guys, Deshaun Holt and also Tanner Davis, each with 6 steals in that game. By the way, Tanner Davis has 10 steals in the last 3 games. Madiba Owana was held to 5 points, but the game before against Santa Clara, he had a career-high 25 points. Madiba Owana is now 7 of 13 from three-pointville in his last 2 games. And how about Britton Barrett, the senior, transferred last year from College of Southern Idaho, 7 for 11 from beyond the arc the last 2 games, averaging just under 14 points per game in the last 2 outings. They're going to need that kind of performance from Britton Barrett and also from Madiba Owana, and defensively from Holt and Tanner Davis if they want to get a win here on the road. All right, counting down the moments till tip-off. Utah Tech and Weber State, 4th meeting ever between this history. Battle between future Big Sky opponents. We'll get the final word from head coach John Judkins when we come back.
Welcome to Utah Tech University. From classrooms to cliffs and lectures to lakes. Here, we celebrate active learning, active life. Our Trailblazers learn by doing, are career ready, and solve real problems with real partners to meet community needs. Here, students get the full college experience and choose from 300 affordable academic programs. All in one of the most stunning destinations on Earth. With this as your backyard, life is just as active as your education. Come experience active learning, active life at Utah Tech University.
All right, back here in the Purple Palace, the Event Center, counting down the moments till tip-off. Utah Tech and Weber State. Mentioned that Utah Tech coming off a 41-point win over Justice University a week ago in Burns Arena in St. George. After tonight, we'll get on a plane tomorrow and head for Omaha, Nebraska to take on the Creighton Blue Jays Monday night at 6 o'clock. And then that'll wrap up the non-conference portion of the schedule. And we'll open up the WAC schedule a week from Monday, the 29th, against Southern Utah in St. George. But now let's get the final word from head coach John Judkins about the win last Saturday and about getting ready for tonight in-state battle with the Wildcats.
Coach, you've had a week since your last game. What did you want to get accomplished with all that practice time?
Get healthy, number one. Again, it's this time of year, everybody's kind of banged up. That's number one. And then just kind of tighten up some things that we need to work on better, and just execute better and defensively and so on. So just almost everything, really, Rod. We kind of added some new things. Watching Weber play a couple of games, we've kind of got some ideas of what they do. Added some new things, which I know they'll do the same thing. But really, that's it. Just staying healthy, trying to get back to healthy, just getting over the final week, just having them more, in the gym more. It's been nice.
Good way to wrap up the non-conference schedule, getting you ready for conference play with tonight against Weber, then Monday at Creighton. Yeah,
again, that's the whole idea. As much as I want to give them some time off for Christmas, we got a quick turnaround with conference play starting on the 29th of December. One of our earliest years we've done this of conference play. So and it's a big one. It's SU. So yeah, it's a perfect time for us to do this, to play. And
so not only is it an in-state rival, but it's also a precursor to what we're going to see next year in the future as Big Sky opponents with Weber.
Yeah, Weber. We've always played Weber. We like to play in-state schools. Weber's always been willing to do it, and now, like you said, it's kind of like it reminded me a little bit of the SU. We played them a couple of times, and then all of a sudden they joined in the WAC, and that's kind of what we're doing with Weber. We've played them a few times, and now we're joining the Big Sky. So it's something that we're going to have this competition every year now. It's a big rival for us too as well. And anytime you play an in-state school, it's always going to be a big rival game. Plus, we recruited a lot of their players. They recruit a lot of our players, and so it's going to be fun to go see them play each other.
So you need to take care of the ball, you need to rebound, but what are some other key factors in this, specifically against Weber?
We got to be tough. They're very physical. Number 0, again, I'm more of the numbers and names. He killed Utah Valley. He had 19 at half.
Suarez.
Finished with 30. He's just a man on the boards, man, and he just posts up hard, and he does some really tough things. He just plays very, very physical, and he plays really hard. So we have to match his intensity and his energy. But we got to be tougher. We got to be more physical. We got to keep them off the glass, and then we got to keep them in front. They'll do some different things defensively. They switch sometimes 1 through 5. Sometimes they switch 1 through 3. They change it up a lot. So we have to read that, and when we have a mismatch, we got to go to it and take advantage of that mismatch.
All right, we are about ready for tip-off. One other note here, kind of a reunion, a homecoming of sorts for Ethan Potter. He grew up just down the road and went to high school at Layton High School down the road. And Chance Trujillo, who went to Davis High School in Kaysville. They were teammates in this area growing up all until they arrived in high school when Farmington Phoenix became a school. That kind of split the boundaries, and so instead of them going to Davis and playing together, they had to be split up. So they're coming back here. They've got a lot of fans behind us. So we are going to have the national anthem. Then we're going to have tip-off on the Fan. Utah Tech and Weber State coming up on the Fan next.